Welcome to Elle's Nails, where it doesn't take $1,000,000 for your nails to look like $1,000,000. This week's theme is pastels. So we have this really pretty purple pastel ombre effect going on that we're going to work with today, and then we're going to stamp some purple flowers over it. So let's get started with all of this. Today, for the ombre, I have 3 different shades of purple from Broadway. Broadway has, and it's been around for a little while, but it's new to me because I haven't bothered to buy it yet. They have these quick dry Broadways. They're $2 a piece, which is why I haven't bothered to buy them before. They do dry pretty quick. I was impressed with that. I do like their consistency. They're pretty good. And then in the middle we have our standard Broadway purple, which is one of my favorites. Actually, I had to buy a new bottle, which is how I ended up with all 3 of these. I went in for the purple in the middle and came out with these. And another one, because you know, you can never leave without them. So you'll need that. You'll see I have a liquid latex barrier on my nail today. You will need that if you're doing an ombre. And then you'll need a makeup sponge. Oh, here it is. And as you can see, this one's used, but we're not going to throw it away. We're just going to cut off the top and use it again. And then for the stamping portion, I am using this stamp template with all these cute little kitties on them and some flowers up here. We're going to use these flowers and we're going to stamp some flowers, and it's a flower kind of gradient actually. It'll go up my nails. And we're going to use, the purple for that. So it's going to be purple, purple, purple. All right, so let's get started. Let's start with the ombre effect. So I'm going to cut off the top to this. You know, you could use the sides as well, but I'm going to cut the top off. If I have my scissors going the right way. There we go. Now I have a nice clean surface to work with. And as you can see, this is kind of the pattern we're going for here. We want the light, medium, and dark. So I'm going to open all 3 of my bottles. Have them sitting out. You will need to dab 2 to 3 times to get the color opaque enough. And you want to start out with your lightest color on your nail already. You don't have to wait for it to completely dry before you start applying the other colors. It is completely dry because of me doing my other nails first, but in general you don't have to do that. So let's get started. We want the lightest color at the top. And then in the middle, we want the medium pink. And then the darker pink. Now, because this is my first go around with this, the sponge has pretty much absorbed all of that color. So I'm going to apply another coat of it on my sponge before I start dabbing. And we'll place that where we want it on our nail and just dab, 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 side to side, back and forth. Try to maintain the same length. As you can see, we need more. So we'll do that again. line the edge up with the color on my nails already, just to make sure that I'm not messing with it. And that's pretty good, but I'm gonna do one more because I feel like the middle can be a little bit darker. Add a little bit more in the middle. There we go. Now, before it dries, real quick, let's take off this latex. Feels so good. There we go. And now we have a nice looking ombre nail. Now before I go any further, I'm going to apply a top coat to smooth out all of the stuff. I am using this Rush 60-second quick dry top coat. I bought it for stamping and it doesn't work well with stamping, so I need to use it all somehow. And this is a good way to do it. There we go. Clean up around the edges with the little bit that popped through. And that's it. So we'll let that dry. We're not going to use that for when we stamp, but about 15 minutes it'll be ready to go. So let's stamp our other nails though while we wait. So let's get a napkin out. We have our stamp template right here. Clear jelly stamper, which we normally use. Scraping wise, what am I going to do today? I think we'll use the standard Kings Island Gold Pass for that. And then of course I have my lint roller here to clean my makeup sponge. And the first thing I'm going to do, oops, sorry, is before I get started, I'm going to clean this plate off. It has been used before, so it needs a little cleaning. Make sure it's good and clean. And then we'll get started. I'm using Bundle Monster, now called Maniology Purple. And we're going to apply that to these flowers here. Nice up and down motion. And since we want kind of an ombre, it's not really going to show up on this nail particularly, but we're going to just stamp that onto our nail, and then we'll have very purple nails. Let's move on to the next nail. Okay, so I'm going to actually just sort of put that more towards the back here. And then you can see the gradient a little better. And we'll keep going. Go. And I don't know if I can show you my thumb or not. Let's see. It's the one that's going to look the best. You may notice my nails are shorter today. I did a nice hack job on them before I started because I was having some breakage problems due to the fact that I'm working with water more often than I used to. So it might end up being a regular deal. Right, let's see if I can show you my thumb. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Alright, so that's it for the stamping portion. And then we'll just clean off our nails. I didn't put a barrier on. If you do want to put a barrier on, you need to put two on. You want to do the ombre look first and remove that barrier because you want to take that off before it dries. And then let your nails dry and then apply another barrier for the stamping portion. One of the many reasons why I'm not using a barrier today. Alright, so let's just clean this up with a little cleanup brush and some acetone. It cleans up pretty nice. You might end up with a little bit of a purple skin issue, but it'll come off in a little while, probably by the end of the day. Just take a shower, it'll come off. But I mean, I don't think that's bad at all. Just apply some nail oil when you're all done, and you'll never know. Guys, I don't know if you can hear how windy it is outside, but we're getting some freaky weather this time of year. That happens every spring, though. One minute it's snowing, and the next minute it's 75 degrees outside. You just can never predict the weather in the spring. Alright, so that is it for our beautiful purple nails. We're going to apply a quick dry top coat, the Out the Door, which works well with stamping polish. And then we will be all done. Remember, when you apply a top coat, you want to glide over your nails and try not to press down on the polish. And minimize your strokes as much as possible. A nice thick top coat is best. But that's it. So that's it for this time. Next week's theme is polka dots, and we have a special surprise for that one. So we'll see you next time.